What's up guys? So today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this AU-AM100 MaonoCaster mixer and microphone bundle. Now this is something that I've been eyeing on Amazon and wanting to get for a while now, and I finally pulled the trigger. Now the primary use for this piece of equipment is for live streaming and podcasts. However, I'll also be using it going forward to produce some of my own videos. So stay tuned and we'll dig into this device to see how well it works. Now, as usual, before we get into the operation and usage of this MaonoCaster, let's go ahead and unbox this to see what we get. This is the MaonoCaster K1. Now this isn't a new mixer, but Maono is constantly making small tweaks and improvements based on customer feedback. Now of most studio equipment that I've received, unboxed, and reviewed, Maono probably has some of the coolest and most vibrant packaging. As you can see, it's got an image of the hardware included on the front of the box. Now this bundle comes with both the AU-AM100 mixer and an AU-PM320T microphone. Now it's worth noting that this mixer was crowdsourced and has received a number of awards, including an Innovation Award for 2021 at CES. Now in the box, you get your standard customer support contact card. Included also is a letter from the CEO talking about the crowdsourcing that helped to bring this mixer to fruition. In addition to that, you also get a number of information cards that outlines the different functions, buttons, and connection options. And just like the equipment, I think the quality of these cards are pretty nice. In fact, I think they're even more useful than the standard instruction guides that you typically get with most of this hardware. You also get a couple of dry eraser boards so you can create a cheat sheet for your sound effect buttons. Now this will save you some time from needing to label the rubber buttons on the mixer itself. Also included is a single USB charging cable so you can recharge the mixer board itself. Now in the other box, you get an assortment of 3.5mm audio cables. You actually get a ton of them. In fact, with all of the cables included in this package, you'll never need to buy another one ever in your life. There are enough cables included to connect the device to every single port on the back of this mixer. The mixer board itself is fairly lightweight and the size of a lunchbox. It's got a ton of ports, knobs, handles, and buttons. The dials glide and turn with ease, and once you remove the sticker covering the programmable buttons, you'll notice that you've got plenty of rubber buttons for any kind of audio or sound effect you want to pre-program into this mixer. And on the front of this mixer, you've also got a couple of monitoring ports so you can connect multiple headsets to this mixer to monitor the different audio input channels. While on the back is all the connector ports for input and output connectivity, as well as a power button so you can turn the mixer on and off. Now when it comes to the microphone, you get a pretty heavy base made up of a heavy cast iron material. You also get your standard shock mount and a wind diffuser, as well as a very long XLR cable. The stand for the microphone has a gold-tipped metal neck that extends. And the microphone itself is your standard condenser microphone, and as usual feels like a pretty good quality cardioid microphone. Assembly is easy and can be done in just a few minutes. The build quality of the entire bundle is of high quality, as expected from Maono. This bundle is also virtually everything that you'll ever need to live stream or even start a podcast of your own. Now what I love about this mixer is that it's battery powered. That and its size makes it very portable. It's also got this battery indicator to tell you when it's low and needs to be recharged. which can easily be done by connecting the included USB-C cable to it and plugging it in. Now the mixer also has a number of inputs for you to connect different microphones and devices to it, which can all be independently controlled. It's also got several output connections so you can output your audio streams to various devices and accessories. Now in the front of the mixer, you have multiple ports that you can connect the headset to so you can monitor each of the separate primary microphones that you can connect to this mixer. Now the hardware itself feels super durable and is made up of a thick aluminum metal material with plastic knobs and switches. The microphone is just as durable itself, and it needs to be plugged in and powered by the mixer itself. Okay, so this is what the audio sounds like using the AU-AM100 MaonoCaster with the included microphone. So what I like about this bundle is that it comes with everything you need to start a podcast or live streaming. Now what I like about the mixer itself is that you can connect up to 4 devices at any given time, with the first devices being 2 microphones. Now if you look at the mixer itself, it's got 2 independent controls for the 2 different microphones you can connect to this mixer. It's got sliders so you can adjust the volume down or up, and they move very smoothly. It's also got 2 gain knobs so you can control the gain of each microphone independently. Now this mixer can also provide independent phantom power for microphones that don't come with their own power source, kind of like the microphone that came with this bundle. So for example, in this case I've enabled phantom power for my primary microphone, and my secondary microphone does not need phantom power because it's got its own power source. You're also able to independently mute each microphone from this mixer itself. So for example, right now I've got the second microphone muted and I'm talking through the primary one. But if I wanted to, I could mute this primary microphone and then unmute the secondary microphone so that I can use that source instead. Now this is helpful when you have multiple people speaking and you want to mute one of the microphones. In addition to that, you've also got a dial so you can adjust the gain for your headset when you're monitoring your different audio streams. You've also got a dial to adjust the pitch, so you can adjust it up
in case you want to sound like a chipmunk, or you can
adjust it down
in case you want to sound like an ogre. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to
adjust it to normal so that everything sounds somewhat normal. In addition to that, you've got a number of preset pitch buttons so that you can adjust the volume of your voice, so you can adjust it so that it's
a female voice. But then again, this doesn't sound very female to me.
Or you can adjust it to
a male voice, which really just deepens your voice a lot.
Or you can adjust your voice to
a baby voice, which again, this does not really sound like a baby voice, but that's what this preset is set to.
And last but not least,
there's also a button for a robot, so you can adjust your voice to sound more like a robot.
You've also got 2 additional preset buttons for music only and sidechain, which can be used when you have additional auxiliary devices attached. What I also like about this mixer is that you've got pre-programmed sound effects as well. So for example, you've got this sound effect.
A few moments later.
You've also got this sound effect. And then you've got this sound effect. And then of course this sound effect, which are all useful in cases where you have a podcast or a live stream where you want specific sound effects. You've also got additional buttons so that you can pre-program your own custom sound effects for you to use during your podcasts or your live streams. So there's also different pre-programmed modes on this mixer that you can use for different sound effects when you're recording audio. So for example, right now it's set to studio, which is your standard setting. You can also set this thing to KTV mode, which will make it sound like you're in a KTV for those special karaoke nights. There's also a church mode. There's also a hall mode, which gives you a little bit more reverb. There's a valley for that additional echo, and then there's the room mode. But for the most part, I'm probably going to leave this set on studio mode because that's the purpose I'm going to be using this mixer for. In addition to the different modes, you've also got different electron settings, which is going to be different effects, different pitches, different sound effects, but I'm probably not going to be using this function very much. I'm probably going to just be using the studio mode most of the time since it's more aligned to what I'm going to be using this mixer for. So overall, I definitely do like this mixer. So aside from all the different functions of this mixer, I also love the fact that you can connect so many different devices to it. I definitely do see myself using this mixer going forward for my video production. I'm probably even going to use it for some podcasts and some live streams that I'm going to be recording. And I definitely would recommend this for anyone that has their own live stream or their own podcast. It's got a lot of flexibility and functionality, and the build quality is great for the price. For the price, I definitely recommend this for anyone who's thinking about starting their own live stream or their own podcast. Anyways, if you found this video helpful, please support this channel by smashing that like button and subscribing. And if you want one of these MaonoCaster bundles for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description section below. Please also make sure you ring that bell icon and leave me a comment letting me know what you think of this MaonoCaster. Until next time, see ya.